Page 99, theme from the Surprise Symphony, a very famous symphony by Haydn. I encourage you to just go listen to it. This melody is from the first movement. Well, let's look it over. We got our 16th notes in here. It's a page long of music. It's got repeat signs and things, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Treble and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signatures, so we're either in the key of C major or A minor. So find the end, wherever that is. In this case, it's the last measure. It's a C chord. I figure it's in the key of C major, but do the scales for C major and A minor. You know, the links for the playlists are in the description. You know what to do. Okay. 2/4 time signatures, so only 2 beats in a measure, but a quarter note's getting a count. Take it one hand at a time and make sure I understand what the hands are doing because they're moving around a little bit. The right hand, you're starting here. It's a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Then they want a 5, scrunch up a little bit. 4. See all of those notes in the last 2 measures of the first line? It's a G7 chord, it's a 5/7 chord, and that's the fingering for it. So that's the fingering, I like the fingering in the book. 4, not 3. Some teachers will teach 3. I teach 4. Then they want you to come up with 5 again, or 1 again, excuse me. I'd rather not. I just finished with thumb. I don't want to use it again. However, I got 2 C's there in measure 5. It's a repeated note. I'll take advantage of that. So here I can play the first C with either 3 or 2, either one, and then thumb. Change on that. And that's what I'm recommending you do. So measure 5, either do a 3/1 or a 2/1. It's up to you because you're down here. You got to reach up. 3/1's probably easier. Do that. So you're here. Thumb. Now up here. See, we are crawling around a little bit here. The second ending, in the second line, they want a thumb here. So on measure 5, 6, 7, measure 7, we're here. That, well, if you're going to go to the second ending, use thumb here. That's all. This way you're in position for the chord. And I recommend a 2, 3, 5 on that chord, not a 1, 2. Don't come up here. All those notes together is a G chord in what's known as extended position because you're extending the chord out to the octave, and that's the fingering for it. So that's the fingering I use. I don't need to move the hand around like that. I just reach up and here. 2, 3, 5 on that. And then you have 8th rest to come back down here. So let's take a look at the rhythm now. This is measure 10. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and, or 2 and a, 2 and a, however you count it. Just make sure that's, and these thirds, they're called parallel thirds because you got thirds here. They're all both going the same direction, both notes. They're parallel. Parallel thirds, get it? Different ways of fingering these. They want you to do here, here, and then cross over. I'm going to use the thumb as my pivot. I'm going to cross over, 2, 4. This is very common. That's okay. You can. The staccatos will help, but right now I'm trying to connect everything. You want to develop a feel for that here, eventually. And then measure 14, it's reach. Well, look at measures 14 and 15, all those notes. Again, that's a C chord, first inversion, extended, because we extended to the octave, and that's the fingering for the chord. What they're showing in the book, good fingering, I like that, right there. So it's, now you don't have to cover all these notes all the time. I'm just kind of relaxing and moving my hand up as I go, here to here. See, my thumb's already here. See, I'm up here now, here. So I have to move the hand up. And then they want 5 again. I don't think so. No, I just used 5. But I got 2 D's there. Duh. So I'm going to do a 4/5. I can change on the D's. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. then I got a 1/4. You can do a 1/4 on all of those, or do a 1/4 on the first one and then a 5, because they're repeated. So left hand, well, let's see what we got going. There's not a lot going on, is there? Measure 6. You're here, and then come up a little bit. Measure 10. You come up here. You get an 1/8 rest, and measure 8. And come up. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Then later. Then up here, measure 14. Again, look at all those notes and measures 14 and 15 here. Well, that's a C chord in extended position because we extended to the octave, and that's the fingering for it. So that's the fingering we're using. I like that, yes. Some teachers would teach third finger. I don't. I teach fourth. Let's scratch up. Now, we have to consider the repeats. Now, when you repeat or when you go on can change the fingering. I've been looking at it. I think it's okay except at the end here. When I repeat, I got to come all the way back up to here. I can prepare for that in the left hand. So rather than 2 on all, it's repeated. So I'm going to put 5th finger on the last one. This way my hand is closer when I repeat back to measure 10 to the D. I don't have to go as far. If I'm here, I got to go to here. But if I'm here, I'm only going that far. It can make a difference. So 5, and then you're ready to repeat if you need to. Now at the end, when you're done, you can just stay there because you're done. Put the hands together. Just we'll want to know. Just want the hands to work together. Let's go down to measure 10. That's where the fun starts. You go 1, 2 here, and here. 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and. And both hands come up. And here. We're going to change here. So you put the hands together and then go back over the hard parts and iron them out. Take out the hesitations. Go as slow as you need to, but no hesitations. And then we think about the articulation. And the staccatos, I'm flexing at the wrist, and they're short staccatos. I had a question from a student. He says, I have a staccato 8th note in one hand and a staccato quarter note in the other hand. Even though the quarter note is short, is it longer than the 8th note anyway? And the answer is no. They're both the same. They both sound the same. The difference is the quarter note, you can't do anything more until the beat ends. Here you get a rest, it doesn't matter. The point is, with the quarter note, you got to wait until the beat ends. Let's look at measure 7. You're here. They're all staccatos. They're all short. I just can't do anything more in the left hand until the beat is over. That's the difference. So the silence lasts longer with the bigger notes. So you get a sforzando in the second ending. Just a lot of weight and let the wrist collapse a little bit. Don't hammer down on it. That sforzando, by the way, is the reason this is called Surprise Symphony. It's very soft and gentle, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom. And it surprised everybody when it first, and Surprise Symphony, okay. Now measure 10, now this is in contrast to what we were doing. Contrast is where it's really different. We like contrast in music. I wish today's composers would learn that. This is very smooth. As opposed to the staccato. Yeah, this is smooth. Now, the left hand staccato. And in measure 13, the last 8th note is not. And then staccato. not staccato. Look out. And the last eighth note at the end is not staccato. So watch out. Then the dynamics. It applies to the melody, which is the right hand. P for piano is soft. Left hand, very soft. It's soft all the way through until you get this forzando. All of a sudden. Then back down to soft in the right hand. Left hand's very soft. Measure 14, you get a crescendo. You have to plan out the crescendo. Otherwise, you'll be loud by the end of measure 15. You'll be loud too soon. I'll be loud right in there. I don't want to be loud to the last measure. So on measure 14, I'm going to stay soft. I'm not crescendoing yet, even though the word is there. They don't always put these crescendos and things exactly where they go. So it's interpretation. I'm going to stay soft on measure 14. Then come up just a hair. Come up, sort of a mezzo piano, mezzo forte in there. I would say mezzo piano on measure 16, and then mezzo forte, now loud. So I'm saving most of my crescendo to the end of that. So it's soft. Loud at the end. And then when you repeat back to 10, measure 10, you're soft all of a sudden, like you were. It's better to get into it and get comfortable enough with the notes and the rhythms where you can start feeling these dynamics. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 1, 2. Feel these natural accents too. Speed, just a gentle stroll. I'm not talking about speed of the beat, because that's 1, 2, 1. That's slow. Eighth notes. What is that? That's andante. That's what we want. Now, let's talk the roadmap here. Where do we go when? Well, at the end of the second line, you have first and second ending. Okay. In the first ending, there's a repeat sign. That sends you back to the beginning to do the first line again in the second line. But then the second time, you'll skip the first ending because you've already done it. You skip over to the second ending, and you go on then. And then the last two lines are surrounded by repeat signs, so you're going to play those twice. So it's actually about twice as long as it looks. Please don't copy me. You read the music, you get into it, you feel it, however you feel it. You may take it at a slightly different speed. You can take it a little slower. Just if you feel the dynamics get a little louder and softer, put them in. Let's play this very slowly together, just to check the notes and the rhythm. I'll do the staccatos and I'll do the sforzando, but otherwise I don't do the dynamics. But we do all the repeats and everything, so I'll give us 4 counts, 4 quarter note counts to come in. I put the metronome on 8th notes again because we need to go kind of slow for the 16th notes. I'll give us 2 counts, 2 quarter note counts. 1 and ready, go. And then we go. Those are 8th notes. 1 and ready, go. second ending to rest. Rest. Repeat. Rest.